Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be unboxing MALADUM, the Dungeons of ENVERON, a new game from Battle Systems. If you've been following the channel, you know I'm a big fan of Battle Systems, so it was awesome for them to send out a copy of this for me to review here on the channel. And in this video, you're going to see a real thorough unboxing. We're going to go through all the components in detail. And then I've made a second video where I actually build it all so you can see it all laid out on the table. But we're going to have a look at each component in detail. I'll run through quickly how the system works and how you put together the terrain and everything. And then we'll just go through the rule books real quick, just to flick through so you can get a good idea of what's included. On the back here, you get a real good look at everything that's going to come in the box and an introduction to the game that tells us this is a fantasy miniatures board game set in the kingdoms of ENVERON, a prosperous continent on a distant world. Each game will last 60 to 120 minutes, 1 to 4 players, and they recommend 14 plus. And the founder of Battle Systems is a fan of solo games. So if you like solo games, this could be a real good option for you. You get a little bit of narrative here, just introducing you to the game and everything that's going to go on. You can see you get a really nice mat included. You're going to get terrain, miniatures, tokens, dice, the rulers, a real nice token pouch, loads of cards, basically everything you need. And the gaming mat is a printed neoprene mat as well, so very good quality. And I've featured quite a lot of Battle Systems here on the channel in the past, and I'll put a link to a really nice set called the Fantasy Village, which is just a terrain set. But if you remember Core Space, this is the same company that created Core Space. So if you enjoyed that game and you like how that plays, then this is going to be quite similar. But it is a fantasy setting. There's going to be some differences, but I think they've kept all the fun aspects of it, like searching for things in little crates and chests, that kind of thing. But here we go, let's get everything out of the box and we'll start running through each component in detail. Here's that mat. This is going to be a 2 foot by 2 foot mat, great to use in other games as well, so that's going to come in handy. We'll have a close-up look at that pouch later on. We've got some nice acrylic looking measuring sticks. These are cool, little cardboard inserts and bags, and you put these in the box so that once you've got everything unpacked, you can pack it away in the box and it keeps everything nice and neat. And then I'll just cut this tape off. I think I need to sharpen my knife up at the moment, a little bit blunt. We'll get this tape off and you can see you've got the different trackers and boards that you'll be using to keep track of your own players and also the NPCs. And then this long one, which is all to do with the threat level and things like that during gameplay. In the game, these are called dashboards. You get 4 for the NPCs and 4 for your players. There's going to be a couple of packs of cards, different sizes. Nice pen with the branding on as well. That's really cool. And then you get all the little clips that will be used for the terrain. There's a smaller pack of cards. These are your regular size cards. We'll get rid of that. And then look at this, packed with miniatures, all pre-built. And this really reminds me quite a lot of Hero Quest, how these models are put together and in the plastic as well, all fully formed and real good solid plastic, as you'll see later on. Then we've got a campaign book, like in the art, just from the cover of the box and the book so far. You've got a read me first, and then a dungeon book with all your rules and everything. You've got 2 packs here of tokens and terrain. This is a real action-packed box. Great to see there's some images on the inside as well. I don't know why, but I really like this. When you open the box, you've got some surprise images on the inside. I think that's really fun and a really nice touch. Right, we've got everything out of the box now, so let's start going through things one at a time. We've got to start with the miniatures, I think, for this one. Great fun. There's going to be 28 miniatures altogether, so it's packed and you've got lots to get started with. And for sure, there's going to be expansions and extra things you can add on. But this core set gives you a lot, and it's a very in-depth game that's going to keep you playing for a long time. Certainly when you see the quests later on, they've included a lot. But here we go, let's get these out first. We got the little pegs, these go in the dashboards. This is how you keep track of things during the game. And then we've got some dice as well, and they look very similar to the style that we would have seen in Core Space. Let's get this big guy out first. This is definitely my favourite from this set. I love this miniature. And this is really good quality, very detailed, nice, thick, chunky plastic. You got the bases already formed there as well, and I'm squeezing this together. It's not moving at all. That's really solid, and on the base as well, that's not going anywhere. So there's enough texture there for some dry brushing if you want to get these painted up, and you can certainly use contrast paint on these as well. I think there's enough there to bring out all the different tones. Some of the cloaks you'll see in a bit are going to be maybe a little flat to get the full effect from the contrast paints, but when you look at these kind of miniatures, I think once they're primed, these are going to be perfect. And quality-wise, I would certainly put the detail of these on par with the Hero Quest miniatures. So very happy with these. And although I like building miniatures and customising the characters, sometimes it's nice to get sets where everything's all done for you and you can just start playing right away. And they've taken that into account here with the different colours. So you've got some of the guys here in this tan colour, and then you can differentiate those from the bad guys, and then maybe some of the really bad guys in red. Right away, I'm getting a good old school vibe from this, a good dungeon crawling vibe. And you can see here, this guy looks like a ranger. You've got all sorts of different monsters to fight, mostly skeletons here. So you've got different poses as well. You've got different poses, but 2 of each of those poses. And then here's another character with the crossbow. This is an interesting one. And I think these miniatures would be great to use in other games too. I always like to get the most out of my miniatures and get them in loads of different games. Dungeons and Dragons, these are going to be perfect. You could play them in our Rune Warriors as well if you wanted to. They're going to work fantastic. This is a really cool model, carrying the pack. I love this one. That's going to be great if you've got a character that's got lots of equipment, or maybe as a buddy of one of your main characters here. This one looks like some kind of sorceress perhaps, so she might have a lackey that carries all her potions and things like that. Here's another wizard character, like a battle wizard, so that's really good. And then you've got some more skeleton poses here. Really nice. Again, this is going to take to the contrast skeleton horde paint really nicely, and you could get those painted really quick. These ones are good. They've got all different things hanging off them, some weapons sticking through them, that kind of thing. Some fierce looking hound beasts as well. I really like those. So a nice mix for the starter set. Lots of skeletons. There's going to be like a necromancer or a head skeleton, if you like, in a bit later on that we're going to see as we work through. And then you've got those like red beasts and then the big guy as well. There we go. That's the necromancer. That looks like he's leading the attack there. And then to finish, a couple more of the skeletons in different poses. These ones really screaming. They look great. So I think 28 miniatures for a starter set at this price point in the UK at the moment. It's $89.99 on the Battle Systems website. I think this is great. And to include a mat like this in there as well is really nice. So let's get this open, and then we'll use this as the backdrop for the rest of the video, and we'll lay all the components on it. But this is 2 foot by 2 foot, all gridded out for you. So you've got lots of options. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, this would be a fantastic set just to get all the bits from it. Get the mat, the terrain, the miniatures, and then you could learn to play MALADUM as well. And you've got yourself everything you need for 2 games, really. Here's the dice pack. So you're going to get 4 of these burgundy dice. You've got the skulls on there, and then the different values. So we've got 4 of those. Let's give them a roll. I've got 3 ones and a blank. That's typical. This is nice. I really like this one. Don't know what all those mean quite yet. And then these are cool with the screaming faces. So I like those a lot. And then 1 blue one as well. So a nice selection of dice. Good quality. All the colours are filled in really well. Then this is a good touch too. A token bag with the MALADUM branding on the front. This looks like it's been put together really well. Good size, so you're going to get loads of tokens in there, because the idea with a game is you go in when you do searches and things and pull out random tokens. Then we've got the pen on some of the cards that you'll be using in the dashboards. You'll be ticking things off, and then you want it to be like a wipe clean kind of thing. So that's going to be perfect for that. And then you've got your dashboards, 4 for the NPCs and 4 for your own characters, and then 1 to keep track in-game of the threat levels. Good quality, nice and thick. I think everything they've done here is really thoughtful. They don't look like they've cut any corners as far as quality is concerned. Nice to see they've upgraded the measuring sticks in the core space. They're made of card, but in here we've got these acrylic or perspex ones. So I think that's a nice touch, and you can put them together to make it, 18 inch in length. Then we've got the pegs too. Very nice, 4 different colours, and they're going to go in your dashboards to keep track of everything during the game. The set comes with 2 different card sizes, And on here you can see this is where you're going to be using those wipe clean pens as well. So I think you can upgrade your skills and things like that. So you're going to keep a record of that as you go along. And then you've got some other things to do in game as well. So nice quality, nice glossy effect. And then we've got the standard like poker size cards. And these are going to be used for random effects in the game. Nice there on the back, really good. You can see the quality of the print there. Really well done. All the back ends are the same, and then in here it details exactly what the effects are. Some long ones, some short ones, a nice good pack. Then you've got these little pieces. You're just going to pop out the little cards and then pop the slots together. I'll just speed it up. It took me ages for some reason to get this together, and then that goes in the box. So once you've got everything unpacked, like your terrain and everything, you can put this in the bottom, and then everything goes away neatly inside. So they really think it through how they put it together. Got 3 different publications inside. This is your README first, which lays out all the components, how to get set up, works through your dashboard so you know exactly what to go where. And this is like your quick start guide, if you like. And this is going to walk you through a few rounds. You can see there's quite a lot of information here for a quick start guide, and that's because this game is in depth. It's well worth the time to invest in playing these. Certainly with Core Space, that was a lot to learn, but once you've learnt it, it is smooth and plays really well, and you can just get so much fun out of it. And I think this is going to be the same as well. So you've got the main rule book here with everything detailed, and a lot of this is just information, nothing really that you have to implement during the game. So once you've kind of read through it once and you know where everything goes, it's all pretty self-explanatory. But I just think they've really gone to town on the details, and so it should be very clear what you have to do. And then it goes through the different rules from searching, your skills, activating your NPCs. There's different phases, and so lots of other rules as well. And then you've got a separate book, which is your campaign book, and that's going to give you all the quests. And then at the back of this one, though, you've got your references for all the different skill types, and then an index, and then a quick reference at the back. So once you've read through it, I think when you're playing, you really will only need that quick reference. Now we're on to the campaign book, and I believe this gives you 18 quests to get started with. So that's really good, and you can see the layout of each quest. You get a map, which tells you exactly where to place and set up the terrain, and any of the components like the searchable items, tables, furniture, hazards, that kind of thing. So all very detailed. I'm just going to flick through this really quickly so you can just get a nice overview. But I love it when games give you lots of quests and missions to get stuck into. And you can see that once you've learned the rules, you've invested that time to get playing it, you're going to have loads of gameplay out of it. You're going to get hours and hours and hours out of this. So I love it. Really good. I like the artwork. The photography is done really well. And also like that there's really 3 clear books to get started with it as well. They could easily have put it in one big book, but splitting it up like that does make it easier, certainly when you're playing it for the first time. Let's have a look at the tokens now, and here you can see we've got sheets with our main characters and our NPCs, and these are going to be all the things we're going to use to keep track of them in game. Really nicely done. Again, the artwork's fantastic. Really happy with this, especially like the troglodyte one. That's a great card. So really characterful. Loving that. And then here you've got tokens. So these will be the ones that go in the little chests and things like that. And you're going to pop them out and put some of them in the token bag as well. Just to give you an idea there of all the different things you can find and gain during it. And searching is a big part of the game. And I love that. I think that's great fun. So really cool that they've really gone to town on that. Then we've got more tokens here. Some nice standees that we're going to use as illusion counters and portals. Always good for that. Loads of other things. And that's everything you need then to play. But what you're going to do with these is use them at different stages. So you've got exclusive items, common items. It tells you here, after the tutorial, place these in the token pouch. And then here, these are the ones you're going to use in the tutorial. And they simply pop out. Nice thick card, so good quality, nice printing. I didn't need to use a scalpel or anything to trim any of the tokens or the terrain. And that was really good to see. So it's all been printed up very nicely. You're going to get some different sheets for your terrain. You get 2 of these, so they're duplicates. That's going to be scatter, things like chests and tables. And then you're going to get all different ones for your main terrain pieces that will clip together. I'll do a very detailed video showing exactly how that happens after this one, so look out for that. For now, though, I'm just going to show you briefly how these go together. But there we go. So you're going to get a good number of sheets. You're going to get 3 in that style, 2 in that style, 2 with all your little scatter terrain pieces, and then 1 with some of the main features like the well. These are the little clips that will put everything together. So we'll just open these up. You get all different angles. You get crosses, T-shapes, corner pieces, these angled ones, and then you simply go in, push the card pieces out. This one's got a door in there that's already been cut and scored, so the door can be open or close. So that's really nice. And then you're just going to look for the little grooves and little slots, if you like, on the sides or the ends. And then you put the little plastic piece over it, push it in place, take the next one, line it up, that goes in 2, and that's all there is to it. That gives you a corner piece really quickly, and you just continue doing that each time, and then you can do all the layouts in those 18 quests. And that has taken us through all the contents of MALADUM, the box set, and I love it. I love games like this that give you loads of cool stuff. Got all these tokens for all the different weapons to find, 28 miniatures. That's really nice to get started with. Lots of options for your heroes, tons of different monsters, good quality dice, very keen on that. Nice cards, printing really good, and I love the battle systems terrain already, so I'm a little bit biased on that because I've got loads of their sets for all different games for sci-fi and fantasy. And I'll link to some of those at the end of this video if you'd like to check them out. But great to have more fantasy terrain to add to the collection. And if you're interested in seeing what this looks like when it's completely set up, I'll post the other video probably tomorrow, and then that's going to show you everything laid out on the mat, and I'll build one of the scenarios with all the scatter terrain in place. I'll put a link to the Battle Systems website so you can go and check this out. It's $89.99 there, which I think is a great price of everything you get here. And I hope you found this video helpful to give you a good look at exactly what's included. I'd love to hear your comments on this one, so let us know in the comments section down below. And look out for that other video coming tomorrow. I've also got another set they sent me to expand on the terrain, so look out for that coming very soon. But that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. It'd be great if you go and check out my website to have a look at our own games, Rogue Warriors, Population Z, Rune Warriors, and Weekend Warriors. There's a link down below if you'd like to find out more. But for now, like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. This video won't be complete without saying a massive thank you to all your support since I started the channel, and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters as well. It means a lot and I really appreciate that support. There's a link down below if you'd like to find out more about the perks and how you can get involved.